In our breaking news story this hour, emergency personnel are attending to a scene of a bus crash that has left at least 10 people dead in the Free State. More than 30 others were injured when the bus collided with what officials have described as a heavy motor vehicle on the N6 freeway outside Riedersburg. Let's now get more details around this particular incident with the Road Incident Management Systems chairperson in that province, Sipho Towa. Sipho, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for making time for us. According to the preliminary investigations, what do you have at your disposal currently?
Thank you very much, Elgin. Good morning to you and the listeners. We were activated at about 10 minutes to 4 for a heavy motor vehicle accident with a bus on the N6 outside Riedersburg towards Smithfield. So on arrival, the crews, they found it was a side, head-on type of a side collision. And immediately on scene, they could identify 5 fatalities. And then extrication commenced. And then during extrication, they could recover more fatalities. As it stands now, we have 10 people that have lost their lives there on scene. And we have a number of them that are currently en route to hospitals in Bloemfontein with moderate to critical injuries. The preliminary information we have is that the bus had 33 passengers, and it was en route from Gauteng to Idujwa.
It was en route from Gauteng to Idujwa. Is it known whether these are people that are unrelated to each other? Could it have been a chartered bus by any chance?
At the present moment, it's not clear because we managed to get coordinators of the bus. They are en route there, so they will give more information on arrival. It's a bus that has been contracted by Prasa, so we then assume that it's passengers that were to be transported via train.
Okay, passengers that were supposed to be transported via train. Do you know whether the driver of the bus as well as the truck survived?
At the present moment, it's not clear because the extrication was quite technical as well. So the crews on scene are not yet, they don't have those details yet, but law enforcement agencies are on scene. They will then identify those the victims as well, and will then start sharing that information.
Yeah, and do you have an estimate by any chance around the ages of the victims, the ones who have died?
The majority are females, adult females, and then there's one child at the present moment that they just discovered as they were busy with extricating the last trip patient. Who's very critical, and that patient is being stabilized on scene, will be coming over to Pedenomic Trauma Hospital in Bloemfontein.
All right. Thank you so much for making time for us. That is Sipho Towa there on this accident that happened in the early hours of the morning. Just quickly, Sipho, before I let you go, is it clear as yet when the road will be opened?
Unfortunately not. It's a high-profile incident. So we're estimating it will take an additional 4 to 6 hours before the road is cleared. So we've shared information on alternative routes. From Riedersburg, traffic is diverted to Edenburg, and then they can use the N1. And then at Springfontein, they can then come back through R717 to the N6. From Smithfield, they are routed to Springfontein through R717, and then they can travel via the N1 to Bloemfontein.
Okay. And advice to anyone who may have had a family member who was in this bus?
It would be to contact the hospitals in Bloemfontein to establish what could have where their loved ones could have been taken to.
Okay, and this heavy vehicle didn't have any passengers?
No, it was only the driver.
Only the driver. Okay, thank you so much. Sipho Towa there on that incident that happened in the early hours of the morning. 10 people killed. Others have been rushed to hospital. We now also know that the majority of those who are victims are adult females. Appreciate your time.